Last time, I prevented the player from proceeding into the darkness of The Dungeon Under My House, my second freshly squeezed entertainment project. If you've been following along, you know that The Dungeon Under My House will be a non-violent first-person dungeon crawler, and as a freshly squeezed entertainment project, it will be a polished, playable prototype that provides a complete entertainment experience. It will be freely available for desktop computers as well as mobile devices, with no ads, no in-app purchases, and no personal data tracking. Hello and welcome, my name is Gianfranco Berardi, my pronouns are he, him, his, and I encourage curiosity and support creativity through my solo indie game development studio, GB Games LLC. I'm really happy that you're here to join me on this indie game development journey. In this week's Freshly Squeezed Progress Report, you can see the link in the companion blog post in the description. I can render a party member's inventory slots and show items in those slots, and I started to make furniture that can itself have inventory. Since the dungeon has areas that are too dark and prevent progress, the player needs to acquire a flashlight, so I started working on creating inventory and items, and it is finally coming together. Inventories in the game can be an arbitrary size, and I arbitrarily decided that each party member can hold 3 items in their inventory. That means a full party of 3 members could have 9 items among them. Now I don't know if 3 item slots make sense yet. There isn't enough of the game to interact with, so I don't have enough playtesting experience to tell me if the player should have more slots or fewer slots, but 1 slot seemed too few and I don't have yet any reason to carry significantly more. I might change this number in the future, and perhaps even allow the party members to carry backpacks which allow for a couple of extra item slots, but for now, look, item slots. I then created a sprite for the flashlight, which will be a key item for the dungeon's intro. And there we go, now someone is carrying an item. I hard-coded it in just to see how it looked, and honestly it felt weird how easy that part was. It took a bit of effort to get the inventory and items and save files and the interface to play well together, and then after all that work, I can just create items. It's nice. But wait, this character just gets a flashlight? No, of course not. It won't be that easy for me or the player. In fact, the next part I want to implement involves creating the kinds of places an item like the flashlight will live before the player finds it. Furniture. Any objects you see in the house, such as the bed in the bedroom or the fridge in the fridge room, are just background art for the moment. But I created furniture objects, which are basically anything interactable in a room that isn't a door. So now, you can click on the bed, for instance, and get a description of it. That part is maybe not very interesting. The interesting part is that furniture can have its own inventory, and while this bed technically has some under the hood, or under the sheets as the case may be, I ran out of time last week to actually allow the player to search the bed and find Francis's flashlight. I imagine that this week I will find that showing the furniture's inventory will be quick to implement, but that actually interacting with it will require some effort, especially to handle edge cases. Thanks for watching, and stay curious. Now if you want to learn when I release The Dungeon Under My House, or about future freshly squeezed entertainment games I'm creating, then sign up for the GB Games Curiosities newsletter, and download full-color player's guides to my existing and future games for free. A new issue will be coming out this week, so get on it now. Again, check the links in the description.